Hello and welcome to uh Endless Dark. This isn't a let's play. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what I was saying. This game is new in early access. It was made by two good friends of mine, and it is 100% a labor of love. The upshot of the game is that you are a robot custodian watching over a ship full of cryo-slept humans, and you just have to keep the ship prepared and not let the humans die. It couldn't be simpler. We're going to be the happy face over here that's partially obscured by the menu for, I'm sure, no reason at all. I'm sure that's an oversight and not in any way indicative of how frequently we will be this face or perhaps this face. I'm sure this will never happen to us. Everything's going to be fine because it's an easy, simple task to keep the ship running and not let people who die who are in cryo-sleep. So it's not like they can kill themselves or anything. They have no agency to do the normal human stupidity that gets people killed. Now, this game is in early access. The full version is going to have more than one custodian, but for now we are playing as Robbie, who is he's neutral, he's calm, he's his psychosis is excellent. He only has the best psychoses. And yeah, he's designed around mechanical efficiency, he's dedicated, he gets extra machine parts, which we need to repair the ship. And he can even repair the ship without parts in emergencies. That's great, because we only have two jobs: repair the ship and keep people alive. And he's great at repairing the ship, which means he's automatically also great at keeping people alive. And he just becomes stressed every turn if he hasn't repaired literally everything, and can just shut down when his stress breaks him. But it's fine. He's excellent for new players. The game has a memory core mechanic, which is like the roguelite progression. It's the meta progression of the game. There's also an endless mode if you just want to play and go for as long as you can and not worry about narratives or meta progression or anything like that. That's just play until you lose. But, you know, it's such an easy job. We can't lose. We can't lose. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. These were Robbie. Mission imperatives: keep all systems online, ensure passenger safety, do not engage in independent thought. That's all fine and dandy. And what can change the nature of a machine? That's not Robbie's problem. Robbie's problem is that he's on this ship. So we're here at the command to start. Yep, WASD do work. Cool. That's basically where we sleep. Up here we got some circuit breakers for the various doors. Don't worry about that smashed panel. Don't worry about that smashed panel either. They're fine. Hey, Solmata. Solmata is one of the two devs who has abandoned watching the much better streamer than me in his cascading failure of a run because, you know, he's Australian. RoboKai wouldn't know how to keep a human alive because he's subject to the dangers of the outback. You know, you can't hold that against him for being Australian. Over here we got the reactor that powers everything. We got so much power though. We got extra power. We have overwhelming power, or power overwhelming, however that cheat code went. We got the engines over here. Mostly what I played of these recent builds was for the testing purposes, and yeah, I did play the prototype from last year. Things are so much different from that now. I like to think that I'm going to have just this is going to be a stellar run. Nothing bad is going to happen. You know what? It's so nice. We got a 95% chance to overclock this engine. We're going to overclock this engine. We're going to get done sooner because that's the real meta. The game goes until we've traveled 30 somethings, 30 mu, 30 Greek letters. So the faster we go, the more distance we get per turn, the fewer turns pass in the game, and therefore the less danger we're in. Not that we're in any danger, everything's going to be fine. And everything is going to be fine until I remember where the heck I'm going. Right, down here, we got the replicator. It makes more machine parts for us. We got 5 right now. We don't need to deal with the replicator right now. That's totally never going to be a problem. Up here we have navigation. You know what? Let's see. With our engine adjustments, we're going 1.4 Greek letters per turn, which is more than 1. And you know what? If we overclock our navigation, we're going to go even more faster. And even more faster is even more better. So now if we use it, 1.54 Greek letters per turn. Haha. We're going to be done in less than 20 turns instead of 30. That's absolutely great. Absolutely everything's going right. Over here, we've got a lot of doors between us and the shields. There's don't worry about why there are so many doors between us and the shields, and how there's circuit breakers for the doors that can break. And when they're broken, you can't open the doors. Don't worry about it. And up here, we have our lovely meat popsicles. We got, let's see who's in here. Raina Randall, an automotive mechanic who's 57 years old. But their chronological age is 273, which means they have been frozen for almost 220 years. But this is turn 1 of the game. So obviously those 220 years we were... it's like an airplane. You know, everybody gets on the airplane and then you have to wait for your turn to take off. I'm desperately trying to think of the word, but my brain sauces don't work so good with word finding. You know, the departure order, I can't figure it out. Whatever. We've just been sitting on the runway waiting to take off. We got a 56-year-old architect named Kobe Kane, who's gonna be also old. Why is everybody old? Did I get the old person ship? A 45-year-old web developer named Aubrey Cortez. Oh, Robokai did get a victory. That almost seems unfair. So yeah, everybody's 40 up so far. Come on. Nope, 52. Kaylin Gardner, receptionist. A 52-year-old receptionist? What does that mean? Is she a Walmart greeter or something? Derek McLaughlin, 55, family therapist. Therapy's good. Maybe if something goes wrong, I can talk to Derek here, and he can give me some insights. Except, no, he's frozen in cryo-sleep, so never mind. Oh, nice. Murdering your way across the finish line. That's one way to do it. There we go. 31-year-old Tatum Lee. Or Lay. I'm going to go with Lee. An editor. Not the most important job, but at least somebody is of an age where they can... Now we got another 44-year-old. A maintenance worker, though. Useful. Nancy Schmidt. She's 57 years old and she's a clown. Why is there a clown on my ship? Notice I'm already taking ownership of this ship. Well, if I have to flush somebody... Oh no, an HR specialist. Well, she's only 22, Raina Dawson. But she is an HR specialist, so it's going to be a tight race between her and the clown as to who has an unfortunate accident first. Except nobody will, Because everything's going to go smoothly on this run. This is going to be a perfect run. Joseph Martinez, reporter, 30 years old. He's gonna write a Pulitzer-winning article of some variety about how nothing went wrong because he was in cryo-sleep and he couldn't witness any of it, and it was all fine. Now, just getting back to what's going on with Robbie. You've got a little module slots for upgrades, although this one is just convenience at the cost of stress, so why would you ever use this? Unless you're the most impatient person, or you're doing a speed run, because plus speed and minus action time is huge for the speed run. But we're not a speed runner. And we've got a bunch of locked slots that are tied to meta progression. And of course, we are an eager worker. We lose stress when we perform minor repairs. We can do those for emergency repairs. And it doesn't cost us any parts. We gain a bunch of stress when we fail repairs and for not doing repairs. And when bad things happen, we shut down, but nothing bad's going to happen. And yes, Solmata, I really appreciate the audio opening doors, despite the fact that the first door I walked up to, I tried to manually open because I was used to manual doors. Which means that as soon as command breaks, I'm going to be really upset about having to manually open doors again. Right, one last system to show off. That's the observation window. In the early prototype build, the observation window didn't do anything useful, and I never used it because it was pretty useless. But now, you can gaze into the endless dark and get the title drop right away. And there's chances of things happening. But a lot of the things that happen are events, and having talked to Cool Guy and Solmata about the events that they wrote, events are bad. That's why we're trying to go fast, so we don't have events. So we're going to try not to use observation ever, but we're not going to break it because that'll make us sad. Now, why would we use observation ever if it makes us sad? Well, we've got our 3 little health bars down here. We've got fatigue, which is like stamina, I guess you would say. It's the bar that's going to fill up on a daily basis and then get replenished on a daily basis. And when our fatigue fills up, it spills over into our stress. Stress is bad. It's harder to recover from than fatigue, although I believe we do recover from some stress when we rest in command at the end of every turn, and if we overclock command, it restores more stress per turn. But we want to keep a handle on our stress, because when our stress overflows, it's going to go into psychosis. Psychosis is our de facto health bar. When psychosis fills up, we have no health left, and we lose the game. That is one of the 2 lose conditions, is psychosis maxes out. The other lose condition is that all the passengers die. But you know what? We're going to have 0 passengers die. We're going to do everything right, and we're going to end the turn right now. Because screw the observation window. We're not rolling them dice when we don't have to. Why would we? We avoided a radiation belt. That's great. Avoided some reactor damage, and the firebreaker opened. That's an easy task. Did that door just open on its own? Is this a ghost door? What happened? Or was it just a door I left open that closed? I think it's a door that I left open and then closed. I'm not going insane already. I don't remember if I looked at the replicator. Let me just show off the replicator real quick. I think I did. But just to explain, the replicator here makes 2 machine parts a turn, and if we overclock it, it makes 3. We can also do some schematic stuff to do more good stuff. So we can make a module, we can make machine parts manually, we can make another module. I'm not making any of those yet. We don't need to. We'll never need to, because it's going to be a perfect run. Nothing bad's going to happen. We're just going to come in here. We're going to close the breaker. And there we go. Everything's fine. What a lovely turn that was. So there we go. That's it. We've committed the log. We power her down. We've made so much progress. I should probably talk about progress. Telemetry updated. Navigation damage avoided. Cool. Up. All quiet on the starboard bow. The uniform, regular sounds of ship systems fade away as you filter your audio to remove the regular noises of all the equipment operating in good repair. That music's a little loud. I'll deal with that later. Buzzing of the board, using too much power, the off-pitch whine of failing hydraulics, even the subtle grinding of a shipboard gear should stand out like a sore thumb. You hear nothing, just deafening silence. Everything's working perfectly. Nothing's broken. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing for you to do. Aside from adjust the music volume, because it's too loud. So we can try to enjoy it while it lasts, knowing that it won't, and that'll gain us some stress. I know I can adjust the volume somewhat. I gotta deal with the event first. I can't just close out the event. We can scour our file system for distraction, driving us crazy, so why would we do that? Or we can break something and go only a little bit crazy and relieve some stress. Those sound really dumb. So we're just going to take some stress. We disable our chronometer, settle in to listen. You're rewarded with blissful, peaceful, enduring silence. You decide it feels rewarding. The sound of a well-maintained ship is no sound at all. You enjoy the silence until anxiety starts bubbling up in your core. You must have eaten up a huge amount of the cycle by now. 37.13 repeating seconds have elapsed. Yeah. Oh, hey, the music stopped on its own, except it won't really. Music volume. My music volume's already kind of down there. Let's just nudge it down a little more. You want to log that as a bug there, Solmata? Oh no, it's crashing, I think. Game's not responding. I got the spinny disk. No, like the program. There we go. It just needed that 37.13 repeating seconds. It was fine. That was intended. Everything was working as intended. Also, hey, Super Boss Slayer, thank you for tuning in. Right. There's actually literally nothing to do. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about a progression. So, up here we got this bar. We've made 4 Greek letters of progress. And as you can see, the ship is the arrow, and behind that is a little bar. That's the tension wall. And if we fall behind the tension wall, Solmata will kick my ass. Which is to say, the game's director will kick my ass. But the game's director was programmed by Solmata. So, I think it's his fault. Yes, it is the literal narrative asshole wall. Let's be fair. It's you are an asshole wall, Solmata. You're the one who decides how much tension happens per turn, and I know you updated that recently in one of the many updates you've put out since this game launched in early access, and I do want to stress that this is actively being developed. So I know you're fine-tuning it, but it's still your fault. You can blame Cool Guy, but I'm blaming you. Anyway, all our overclocks are still in place, so we're just going to end the turn. We're going to recover some stress. Let's see. Reactor damage avoided. Breaker damaged again. That fire door breaker stinks, and we lost our overclocks. So, let's see what we can do about that fire door breaker. It's a 95% repair. We're fine. Alright, so we rolled the 5%. Nope. We want to replace the breaker. There we go. Now you might have noticed that he was doing not the thing that I told him to do at the start there. And that's because he's got a stat here called reliability. And it's down. Mostly due to the radiation that we're in. So that's basically the percent chance that Robbie's gonna do something that's not what I told him to do. And it's always amusing when you tell him to do something and he does something else and you don't catch it in time and then your entire run is screwed. Unfortunately, I now have quite a bit of fatigue. And I do want to get these overclocks back on if I can, but they're definitely less likely to happen. Hey, look at that. We're golden. We're also full up on our fatigue at this point, basically. So I'm not going to risk it with the nav. We're going to be happy with our 1.4 speed. And we're going to end the turn. Nope. We're going to end the turn. There we go. It said toggling power as it was fading out. Navigation damage. It's a good thing I didn't try to... Oh, no, stop it. Don't toggle that power. That might have been my fault. It's because I hit space again instead of moving away to abort the task. Yeah, we're going to repair this. Perfect. And we got a leak in the engine. Engine's still overclocked, and we now have... Yep, we got extra juice. And plenty of fatigue to spend. Right after I clean up this leak. Beautiful. We're loving it. So we're going to go see if we can overclock the nav again. 87% chance of success. What could go wrong? It's only 2 cycles, but I'll take it. We got the engines for 4. The engines are the important thing. No need to go navel gaze because our bars are pretty good. Actually, I just noticed we still have an unused power. So I could 73%. Yeah, let's try it. 73% overclock command, get our stress reduction improved a little bit. Fingers crossed. Oh no, I broke it. Okay, we'll fix it. We can fix it. Oh no! During validation of your repair, your redundant logic units disagree on the outcome. One says it succeeded, one failed, and the other produces no result. Your recalibration confirms that despite your efforts, the repair was a failure. How can I be so careless? It is very bad. I feel terrible for being a failure. That's pretty terrible. Now, I only get 1 inspiration per game. Now, I have a question, Somata. Am I only allowed to take this specific inspiration once per game? Or am I only allowed to take any inspiration once per game? Because that will have a bearing. I can still get all the other inspirations. So this is specifically this inspiration is once per game. Now, as we all know, avid role-playing game fans will say, save it for an emergency. But they will also beat the final boss with 99 elixirs in their inventory because they were saving it for a bonus boss that doesn't exist. I say, there you go. No points for dying with it still in your inventory. I'm taking the inspiration. We got a 100% chance to repairs for 2 turns. And we took a reduction in our stress that's going to stack with our end of turn reduction. And everything is going to be fine because this is the run where nothing goes wrong. There we go, we're going to end the turn. Now, we still have a slight little bit of stress, but that's fine. Shield damage avoided, pod damage avoided, and Unit 1 was damaged. So, oh, a box fort. Most essentials are created by the replicator systems with their odds and ends that are simply packed in boxes as emergency supplies or to save on replicator time. As these boxes empty, you're supposed to store them for whatever reason. As you carry a few more old light tube boxes, you do a visual inventory and realize that there's hundreds of flattened boxes, various shapes and sizes in the storeroom. Technically, it would not be a violation of procedure to improvise some cabins for your passengers. I can take some stress and do nothing. I can make a box guard. I don't want to lock cryo because I have... No, wait, that's cryo system, not the doors. So I can still repair the pod. I just won't be able to do anything about the cryo system. I always make that mistake. I think locking cryo means you can't get into it. But no, the pods you can still access. I can get some bespoke cubicles by disabling the reactor for a turn, which seems really bad. Or I can take my entire turn to make proper passenger cabins, which will be very bad for the person in Pod 1, because it will immediately end my turn. So you know what? We're going to make a box garden. It's going to be difficult to work in the area if there's a lot of stuff in the way. With how sterile and samey the ship can be, you decide that a garden would be a good compromise. You spend a respectable amount of time turning a number of the discarded boxes into edging and cutting box lids into makeshift planters. You even go so far as turning them up at the edges to provide depth and balance. You have no dirt to grow anything with, nor seeds, but it does provide a lovely way to break up the monotony of the same metal panels everywhere. You have to avoid the area for a little while as your adhesives set up, though. Man. If only we had some cyanoacrylate and that Instaset. I forget what it's called. But as you may or may not know, I do miniature building as a hobby. And sometimes you use super glue to glue those suckers together, and it takes a while, and you have delicate pieces that you have to hold in place, and it's pain. So you have this spray stuff that basically you put the super glue in, you hold the parts together, and then you spray it with this stuff, and it instantly cures the super glue. It's great stuff. I never remember what it's called, though. I think it's called Instaset. I could be wrong. Anyway, I don't remember who's in here. Who's in here? Raina Randall. Oh yeah, the really old automotive mechanic. That's fine. We'll just fix it. Look at this. We are so reliable. We are so de-stressed. There is a stuck door, though. Let's deal with the stuck door. Oh, it is the door to replicator, so it's a good thing we fixed that. Rocking our 100% repair thanks to that inspiration. And yeah, we've got... what do we got here? Oh yeah, cryo's locked. You know what? I'm not gonna overclock command right now. Instead, we're gonna not go that way. It's up here. We're gonna see if we can overclock shields. Because shields will protect us from things. That's what shields do. And we got an 80% chance of success. We can roll those dice. Let's see it. And we got a 100% chance to repair if we fail it. Hey, there we go. Overclock successful. The reactor still says it has one unused power. I think something's amiss. We got our engine overclocked. We got our... Oh, overclocking does not take extra power. Thank you, Salmata. Okay, so we just have an extra. Okay, yeah, stress and fatigue. Yeah, I don't think we have the fatigue bar to do another overclock, so I think, as nice as that is, it is going to give us stress even if we succeed. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and end the turn. And here we go. Review that log. Reactor damage avoided. Navigation lost their overclock, and I lost my 100% repair buff. And there's a leak in navigation. So hey, I'm going to navigation anyway. That's not technically in navigation, that's in the hall, but sure. Let's see what we got here. 93%. Come on, how can it fail? We're doing so good. Heck yeah, 3 cycles. I just want to confirm, I think we're at our 1.54. Oh yeah, 1.54 Greek letters a turn. We're over a third of the way there. Over a third of the way there. This is going great. I told you, Somata, this is going to be the run where nothing goes wrong. Everything is great. There's nothing bad could possibly happen. Should I overclock something else? What do we got? We got our engine, we got navigation, we got shields. Let's overclock command. Why not? 78%. Let's go. We can do it. Come on, Robbie, you got it. You've been doing this all day. Heck yeah. 2 cycles, overclocks command. Let's use it and see what that says. -5 stress per turn, +1 speed. I probably should have looked at it before the overclock to see what it said before. I think it's -3. I want to say it's -3. It's all great. It's all good. Let me go ahead and end the turn. About to power down, but breezy, confident, all life signs nominal. Nothing unusual happening on the ship. Everything's perfect. Everything's great. We're powering down. Taking a little nappy nap. Oh, we got the telltale sign of radiation. Let's see. Pod damage avoided. Replicator damage avoided. Man, that fire door breaker again. And pod 2, and then we lost our overclocks. Okay. Mirrored surface. I mean, the whole thing. Yeah, ship regulations forbid polished or wet surfaces. They're a safety hazard. Well, that makes sense. But a small leak has coated a nearby bulkhead in a thin sheen of glassy water, giving you a look at yourself for the first time in you don't know. Well, I did look at my paper doll. That might have counted for something. I don't know. You look terrible. Well, that's a little too real. So no, I guess that's Cool Guy's fault. Cool Guy's the writer here. Look, I know I'm not a 10 out of 10 or anything, but I don't like make people vomit at the sight of me. You don't even remember where half of these dings and cracks are from. You feel yourself wilting. Your programming urges you to simply move on. Yeah, I don't see how you would get the paper doll to pop up and still have the other window up. That's why I didn't feel like I could open the options while I had the event window up, because it seems like you can only do one window at a time. Oh, if I do nothing, I go a little crazy. That's not great. I can lock cryo for 3 more turns, using human models to indulge a little vanity. I can gain some stress by obsessing over the meaning of beauty. Or I can lash out, which seems bad and the opposite of what I want to do. You know what? We're going to indulge in a little vanity. The cryo systems are fine. I'm going to go fix the pod. Everything's going to be fine. I don't need to overclock it. It's all good. We can indulge in a little vanity. Humans invented the aesthetics that you're responding to, so clearly you should spend time studying them to figure out what's ideal. Unfortunately, they're all a bunch of olds and elderly, and one of them is a clown. No, unfortunately, the cryogenic fluids in the pod makes observation difficult, so you trigger a full self-diagnostic to run in loop and prevent the automated mixing that keeps each pod cloudy. The occupants will be fine just so long as the pod itself isn't damaged, and you can spend long stretches of time analyzing and cataloging every micron of every curve, line, joint, and arc of their forms. Surely that will provide some insight into your situation, except there's an elderly clown in one of them, and I probably should not have done that. Why did I decide to learn about beauty from a 50-plus clown? The clown is elderly, yes. This is I believe, the elderly clown. 57-year-old Nancy Schmidt is a clown. It's like, oh, what was the name of that Grease clown? Eloise Cole. I don't remember. What was the name? It was something Rainbow. I don't remember, but it's starring Eloise Cole, and it's like, nightmare fuel. Anyway, let's repair this here pod. Perfect. Alright, and we gotta deal with the breaker. That's fire door breaker. The closest thing to my nemesis on this ship. Let's repair it. We got a 95% chance. What could go wrong? I said we have a 95% chance. What could go wrong? There we go. Thank you. And we lost an overclock somewhere. We got plenty of the stuff. Oh, we lost shield and engine. Well, let's go engine first. This is not the way to the engines. We gotta overclock those engines. We gotta get our speed back. Speed kills. We're not really speed running, but my goodness, this is gonna be short on turns. All right, 80%. We've been succeeding constantly, and we did it once again. 2 more cycles of maximum turbo, except we don't have afterburners because I don't have access to that module. Still, we're good, and we're a little close to full here to try another overclock. So we're just gonna end the turn. Nope, we're not gonna force anything. We're gonna end the turn. Ready to recharge. Unburdened, logical, nearly pristine. Everything's going great. Everything's going perfect. Don't tell me about a thing that's going to power surge me if there's too many overclocks. Everything's fine. Nobody needs a power surge. Can't have a power surge in the run where nothing goes wrong. We evaded some dust. Avoided some shield damage. The hazard door breaker is open. Command lost its overclock, and I see a leak. Qualifications. This is going to be too real. This is going to be too real because I had like a nightmare the other night. One of those really mundane nightmares where I had a nightmare about my work, where I was dealing with an angry person on the phone who basically insinuated that I was unqualified for my job. My job is in record keeping, and in this dream, the person on the other end was like, "Why aren't you a lawyer?" It's like, how are you supposed to answer that when you're in a job where you don't have to be a lawyer? Like, I'm not a lawyer. It's an admin bookkeeping job. I push paper around. I don't need to be a lawyer. But like that question in itself is like hostile. You know, there's no right way to answer that question. So yeah, this is the kind of psychological horror that this game inspires. Is that it's too real. It's too close to what I deal with with my regular ass anxiety. Like, I already deal with anxiety in my daily life. I don't need my video game to tell me and remind me about the anxiety from the situation that I made up in my brain during the night. Anyway, all that aside, you're reviewing the ship's log for specifics regarding any new problems, and a self-reflective question strikes you. Humans work hard to develop their abilities and are at least proud enough of them to display them on their pods. Well, they display their occupations on their pod, not necessarily their abilities. I don't think the 54-year-old is a very good clown. I'm making that assumption. You simply have your abilities. Should you be equally proud? Well, considering a lot of people, well, I don't know. That's a complicated question. We can take some stress by dodging the question. We can say experience. We can lock cryo for 3 more turns to go navel gaze at the humans some more. Learn of the joy of being a 54-year-old clown some more. We can say what matters is what you can do and go do it, which means we're going to not do it. We're going to do the opposite of it because we're going to break something. Or we can go a little crazy searching for external validation. I don't need some diplomas on my wall. I just need 10,000 subs on YouTube. I'm so close. No, not really. I don't actually need that. No, we're gonna keep locking cryo. We're gonna go the rest of this whole run with cryo locked the whole time. It's gonna be fine. Knowing something isn't as important as knowing how to apply it. The local subject matter experts on that are currently frozen, but even in cryo, the humans have some level of personality and variation in how they're laid out. One of them is a clown. Hey, Joe MG? I'm going with Joe MG for how I'm pronouncing that. Thank you for the follow. Wondering if their variations in their expertises are linked, and if so, what wisdom you might glean from it. You issue a diagnostic lockdown command to the ship's core. It wouldn't do to have a fresh batch of cryo fluid pumped in while you're attempting to observe your subjects. Again. These poor humans are going to be in such stale cryo fluid since it's not getting recycled. They're going to go pruny. Yeah, so Mata, I am a Twitch affiliate, whatever. So yeah, Twitch runs ads on my channel. I'm sorry. If you want to make the ads go away, you can subscribe. But other than that, it is what it is, unfortunately. Or you can get an ad blocker. I would prefer if you subscribed, but I would totally understand if you just got an ad blocker. Alright. Another door. At least it's a different door breaker. Let's close that breaker. And we got a leak in navigation. Again, it's more in the hallway, but sure. Now then, what we got? We got our engines. We got nav overclocked. Let's see if we can go overclock those shields again. Shields are good. Shields keep the pain away. 87%. Sure, let's roll those dice. Heck yeah, 4 cycles. We are so good at our job. So good at our job. What else we got? Command was the other overclock. Let's just take a peek. 73, you know what? I don't feel the need. Look at how little stress we have. We can just go ahead and end the turn. Well, that's a lot of things. I can see all the things over here. Avoided some dust. Oh, Electromagnetic radiation. So we lost our shield overclock because the shields went down. That's what the EMP storm does. It knocks down your shields. Which Cool Guy specifically put into this game to screw me personally. Or I guess Cool Guy wanted it in this game, and then Somada put it in this game because Somada does all the work, and Cool Guy takes all the blame. Observation damage, and the engine is damaged. Oh my god, and we got another page. Oh, breakers. Oh no, all the breakers. Somada, you said you hadn't implemented the power surge yet. How dare you? Unless Somada left. Power drop. Part of your maintenance routine includes validating the output of every ship system, and the report from today is concerning. A significant drop in power output has been detected from the reactor, out of line with anything you'd expect. The RTG's power output always drops at an extremely predictable and linear rate, but this is a deep spike. Following procedure, you rerun your validation. Getting the same result, you punch the data into your command module to start troubleshooting. Command module reports that everything's functioning normally. Your instructions are to do nothing. Well, you know what? If my instructions are to do nothing, I'm gonna do nothing. Except sneeze. Sorry about that. Alright, we got a lot to do. Right. All the doors. Yeah, Somada, you said there were no... You said you hadn't put that in the game yet. I'm already over half my fatigue. Alright, let's repair some engines. Yeah, how dare you put the breaker surge in? That was annoying. What else we got? Oh, the replicator's turned off. That's bad. Right. We got a door. No, let's repair observation first. We gotta do our repairs first. Priorities. Nope, I don't want to clean the hazard. I don't want to clean the hazard. Okay, I guess I have to clean the hazard. Alright, repair is complete. We gotta turn on our replicator. Cannot risk falling behind in parts. And we got a stuck door in pods, which is going to cause us a little more stress. But I'll take the hit now to avoid the stress hit of not having fixed everything. So, right, shields are off because of our EMP, which is what's giving us an extra power. The question is, do I risk an engine overclock now while I have the extra power to make it more likely? No. 63? No, I'm not rolling those dice. Not rolling those dice when I'm taking stress either way. We gotta play smart. We gotta go at our nominal 1.0 speed. Power down. What do we got? We're still in an EMP storm. We We did evade some dust, and navigation's damaged. Alright. Let's go fix navigation. 97% should be no issue. And it was indeed no issue. The EMP storm has our shields down, so we do have that extra power, and we have plenty of fatigue and good reliability, so we're going to roll them dice on that overclock. 88%. Gotta work. Oh no! It didn't work. Okay. It's fine. We had the fatigue, we got the parts, it's all good. Repairing 70%. And it is going to cause some stress even if we succeed, so I'm going to pass on that. We got to tend to our health bars. So we're just going to go ahead and end the turn, take a little stress off. See where we're at. The replicator was damaged, and a security breaker was damaged. We got a nebula arm. Long-range sensors are reporting errors in their scans. You query them and find that their outward pings are being blocked in your forward arc. You query the spectral analyzer and feel a rare surge of excitement. The edge of a nebula is ahead. Your programming urges you to avoid it, but it could be beautiful. I don't know, I spent like 9 turns staring at an elderly clown. My idea of beautiful is suspect. Oh, I definitely... Oh, do nothing is go into the nebula. So yeah, that's bad. Disable shields and navigation. That's awful. If we go around it, we lose distance. If we deploy a drone, we go a little crazy. It, but ritual observation and record it costs us machine parts, but will give us less stress. Doesn't make us crazy. We do have the machine parts. I did abort the Ark, Solmana, my understanding. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that another Ark would come up. Well, I think a normal person would have explored the content, but I'll be honest, my last attempt at this game, I had that same arc with the reactor, and it may be fixed that that's always the first arc you get in the meta progression, but it really quickly caused me to death spiral, and I did not care for it. So I was hoping to get a different arc. Anyway, we're going to spend some machine parts and take a stress reduction bonus, because that is plenty good. Especially minus 45 stress over the 3 turns for 2 machine parts. Seems like a great deal. You've seen plenty of pictures of nebulae and their reference materials on the computer core. There are no pictures of such fine detail, though. You spend more than a few quiet hours tracking individual clumps of space dust through their aimless journey on the barely detectable solar winds that buffet them. You almost go so far as to name one cluster, only to abandon the idea when you find, one somber session, that it's broken up. Well, that means we shouldn't have named it the Beatles. Yeah, Somata, like I said, I death spiraled very quickly. I didn't even get to the memory core. Like, I was trying to make radiation hardening, and everything was going wrong. I had no reactor power. Things were collapsing left and right, and I went crazy. I think I fell behind the tension wall, and that's what really screwed me over. Anyway, let's repair that there replicator. Speaking of machine parts, we need them. 98%. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. There we go. Repair complete. What could go wrong with the breaker? 95%, and we got it. And let's go turn the shields on. Actually, we got a spare power. We got a lot of fatigue. Let's see if we can crank those engines. Gotta go fast. We can't crawl along at 1 Greek letter per turn. We gotta go 1.4 Greek letters per turn. Let's see it. Come on, 82%. We got this. Bam! 2 cycles of fast. Not the most fast. And we got some... That actually took quite a bit more fatigue than I was expecting. Let's go turn on the shields. Let's not push our luck any further. Badonk. Okay, that took much less fatigue than I thought, but still, I don't think I had enough for another overclock. And there we go. We end the turn. We got no stress, thanks to the nebula thing. And that door breaker again. We avoided a radiation belt. We avoided some dust. Got that nebula. Avoided some pod damage. Avoided some observation damage. And the breaker was damaged. Okay, let's fix the breaker. We can fix the breaker. And this is the... Yeah, observations locked and on. Right, that's shields. I'm going to nav. What are our chances of overclocking? Oh, 83%. Wow, that is a lot of fatigue, but it's fine. It's fine. 4 cycles. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Now, if I fail another overclock, I'm going to have a hard time repairing it, so we're just going to take our victory. Our 1.54 Greek letters per turn. And enjoy it. I see a bunch of things again. I don't like it. I'm on page 2. Engine lost overclock. Pod damage avoided. Oh, command was damaged. And disabled. And the replicator's powered off. And the breaker's damaged. Wait, there was 2 break. No, that's the engine lost overclock. Okay. Lots of things. Lots of things happened. The endless dark is always lousy with radiation. Any spot is a confluence of cosmic rays from countless stars. The effects of these rays build up, and the last cycles have been more intense than usual. The ship's near-hull sensors are reporting a lot of quirks. Bit flips, power sags, and other minor glitches that presage major system failure. Extra damage event for the next 3 turns. Let's not do that. Distance -1. Let's not do that. Overclock the shields and lock them. We could do that. Completely rebuild support system showing radiation damage. That, well, no. For one thing, that's going to disable observations. That's going to take away our stress bonus. And it's going to cost us 3 machine parts. You know, I think we're going to overclock and lock the shields. That's what they're there for. This sort of situation is literally why shields exist. You set a priority power distribution to the shield system and lock the system for the next few cycles. It will be imperative to keep shields reinforced long enough for the skin of the ship to bleed off the radiation it's built up. We can do that. We hope. Alright. Right, command's damaged. Let's fix it. But ow. Okay, doors. You know how this works. Fix that breaker. Alright, what's next? Looks like, it was stuck door in pods. Go repair that. Do we? There it is. 100%. No issue. I mean, how else am I going to run into the door? I got some leaks. Shields and reactor. Let's do the reactor. Right, the replicator's turned off. That's what that means. Got that all clean. We're not going to pay attention to the holes in the ship off to the right. That's not my problem. The hole is outside of my job description. Power. You know what? Actually, no, I don't have the fatigue for it this turn. We're just gonna power it on. We don't have the fatigue to do an overclock shenanigan. Just gonna clean up that leak and call it a cycle. Well done, Badow. You love to see it. All right, now it's still overclocked, so we are 1.1, I believe. So we're a little fast. Oh, what do we got now? Man damage avoided, that's good. Replicator damaged and disabled. And the breaker's damaged. And Unit 5's damaged. And we lost the overclock. Gambling. What kind of robot would gamble? I guess a video poker robot would gamble. Anyway, the world on the ship is on the whole gear-grindingly predictable. That's a good thing. What's worse is that the predictions are all bad. Oh, okay, never mind. That's a bad thing. The bleak and brutal statistics that make up your job are starting to weigh heavy on you. For a long while, you feel hopelessly anxious about the inescapability of the caprice of the universe. But then a thought strikes you. You could create a blind process in your core to return random instructions that you agree to follow. This would at the least match the universe's caprice with your own. Well, we can take some stress and say gambling's against policy. 50% chance of either a free repair or a damaged system. And we take stress. Seems bad. Minus 25 stress, but for the next 3 turns, a 12% chance to immediately end turn. No, thank you. Oh, gamble with lives. Minus 50 stress, and for the next 3 turns, 8% chance of a passenger dying. Oh my goodness. How is it that all the gambling went worse and worse and worse? Okay, you know what? It's against policy. We're not doing it. We're taking a drink of water. We gotta hydrate. Ship policy forbids gambling, but that policy was written for the human crew. The mission organizers did not bother including you. Perhaps they foresaw the same contradiction that you now see in Grim Relief. Every moment is a gamble. Every instant a new dice roll. Every overclock a less than 100% chance of success. The universe around you is untamed, uncontrolled, and undaunted by you. It could eradicate you for any reason or no reason whatsoever. Most likely that one. How does it make sense to accept this gamble? When the consequences of oblivion, even a 0.0001% chance seems foolish to take. Which of course is the problem. Rationally, that is true. Realistically, that chance will never be 0. So you must be foolish, flawed, a failure. Yeah, probably. But I'm a failure who knows how to repair a pod. Let's go do that. Pod 5. Who was in this pod? Oh, the family therapist. I have no psychosis. I don't need no stinking family therapist, although I probably ought to repair it or I will need one, and then he'll be dead and I won't have him. Hey, Scrub Chess. Right. The replicator. Oh, and the door breaker. Can I get to the replicator without the basic door breaker? That is a question. Yes, I can. Haha. 99% chance to repair. This will be fine. Heck yeah. Let's handle the door breaker. Oh yeah. Love to see it. We got engine and observation. We got some leaks. We've lost... Nope, we've still got a nav overclock. We're still good there. We are definitely going to be too fatigued to attempt another overclock, though. At least not this turn. Where are we at? We got 19 out of 30. We're almost 2/3 of the way there. Our progress has slowed. And our parts are getting a little thin on the ground. We are down to only 4. Let's end the turn. Done for now, but nonchalant. Hey, book thief. I'm collected. No casualties reported. Maintenance is fulfilled. Oh, Robbie's doing great. This is the run where nothing goes wrong. And nothing's going wrong. Well, let me tell you that much right now. Aside from others... Oh, no, an EMP. Okay, EMP storm took down our shields and their overclock. Observations damaged, shields damaged. Another breaker surge. And pod 8. Identity crisis. Middle of processing your task list, you receive a read error from your storage media. Concerned about a corrupt entry, you quickly check some of your task list. It comes up clean. Bemused, you start to disregard it and continue checking your task list again. That's when you see a blocky rectangle hastily glued together with other irregular alien rectangles. The shapes form a bizarre, inconsistent pattern, and they're coming straight for your face. I can scream. Which, oh, that's a lot of stress. I do not want to headbutt the attacker. I have precious few machine parts. I can turn and run. Damage random system, lock random system for 3 turns. That's bad. I have precious few in machine parts. You know, I think it's time. I think it's time we're gonna go. No, can we? Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna scream. We're taking the stress. We're saving our most important health bar. Our most important health bar has not taken any damage. We're gonna keep that going. Recoil and let loose a sibilant scream in your buzzing voice, trying to lean away. The grotesque thing in front of you advances, totally undaunted. You stumble backward and fall, still howling in terror, and still it comes. Then, in the instance before it moves to overwhelm you, the shape freezes, hovering, as though waiting for something. Your internal integrity process sends you a happy surge as it reports the correction of the read error. All at once, you recognize the attacker as your hand. You slump fully onto the ground, the hollow clatter echoing in the corridor. The read error was the silhouette file for your own hand. Your only solace is that no one is around to witness this. Once again, this is too real. So early on, when my migraines started, one of the things that I was struggling with was I was having vertigo and double vision intermittently as a result of the migraines. And at one point, I forget where I was, but I probably went out to the doctor, I'll be honest. It was probably a doctor's appointment. But I went back into my apartment. And the way it works is that the hallway splits off into the living room or the kitchenette. And I went into the kitchenette because that's where I generally dump off my stuff, like I was in Minnesota at the time, so like gloves and things like that. I dump mail on the counter, all that good stuff. I come out of the kitchenette and I turn to the living room, and I had a very immediate, visceral fear response, and I jumped backward because I thought someone was in my apartment. Like, I didn't even have time to visually process what I had seen. It was like I can't. I'm snapping my fingers. NVIDIA Broadcast is muting it because that's what NVIDIA Broadcast does. But just, like I said, visceral, instinctual reaction before I even process it. I'm not sure I ever told Cool Guy the story, but I look again. Obviously, there's nobody else in my apartment. And it takes me a while to calm down, for one thing. And it takes me a longer while to figure out what the hell it was. But eventually, I figure out, when I turned from my kitchenette to look into my living room, I had my recliner there, and I was facing it, so I was facing the side view of the recliner, like the recliner in profile. And what had happened was, my double vision was kicked in. So the recliner had a ghost recliner in front of it, and my brain had interpreted the curve of the recliner cushion being in front of the recliner as a person's head of somebody sitting in my recliner. So that was that response, as somebody's in my apartment, was I was seeing this ghostly double image, and my brain was interpreting it like immediately as a person sitting in my recliner, because that's just how they overlaid. But eventually I did get the vertigo sorted out, and I now have glasses that help with the double vision, but it was a very frightening time, let me tell you, when in the early days of my migraines happening. Anyway, I've got things to do. Let's go repair a pod. Right, all the breakers are shot. Let's close some breakers. Thankfully, closing breakers is free. If this cost me machine parts, I would be screwed. It did cost me fatigue, though. Alright. Oh, it's the clown! I guess I'll save the stupid clown's life. You owe me. That clown owes me. Probably just gonna pay me in peanuts. Alright, observation. I hate to spend machine parts on you, but I'm doing it. Okay, we've got a ball of stress. We still got nav overclock going, thank goodness. We're going a little fast. What are we at? We're at 21 Greek letters. I definitely need to end of the turn. Not inspect. Thank you, Robbie. I did it again. I hit space instead of actually backing away to abort. So yeah. Exhausted but tense. Yeah. Commit and power down. Alright, 10 passengers alive. Radiation. Manufacturing's good. Observation's damaged again. The replicator's damaged. The engines are powered off. Navigation lost its overclock. Now it's a micrometeorite. Shields are damaged. I don't want to do random damage twice. That's the last thing I want to do. I could damage engine twice and get distance. I could lose stress and lose distance, or I could crash power the shields. If I crash power... Now, the shields are already damaged. So the shields can't be damaged twice. I don't think. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 stages of system damage. It goes to damaged and then it goes to broken. So this basically reads damage shields once, or I can damage engines twice and gain distance. I don't think I want to trade that distance because the machine part situation is no bueno. So we're going to damage shields twice, as I already have shields to repair. I just realized I didn't read any of the text, but who cares? People are probably tired of me reading the text. People on YouTube are yelling at me. I hate when YouTubers read the text. I can read, I'm watching a video. Anyway, we override the usual warm-up time on the shields, dump a sharp burst of power into the generators. Shields flash to life for a few seconds, long enough to vaporize the attacker, which was a micrometeorite, to refresh your memory. But the current being thrown through the circuits is way above their usual ratings, and you grimace as you hear the staccato popping of circuits and capacitors blowing. The shields die, and you know they won't come on again without help. I mean, nothing will come on again without help. That's my whole job. My whole job is to make things come on again, because they won't come on again without help. If they could come on again without help, I'd be out of a job. I wouldn't even exist. They wouldn't have built me. Look at all these things. Okay. Priorities. Fabricator. Because we need the parts coming. Don't dismantle. Repair. We might have to dismantle other things, but not the fabricator. Let's take a look at those shields. That's going to be the last of our parts here. Okay. Now we still have... We have a stuck door and observations damaged. We're going to take this apart and get apart. We're running up on fatigue. Yeah, it's a good thing I took that part because I needed it to get in here. Ironically, this would be the time that I'd want to look out the observation window to roll the dice on the buff to reduce my stress and fatigue, but observation's damaged, so I can't do that. We're going to power on the engines. What do you mean there's not enough power? Right, because observation's taking extra power because it's damaged. Cool. So, off we go to observation. There is a solution to this. And it's to turn off observation, not force. Don't do that. We turn off observation. Stop sucking up our extra power. You're damaged anyway. Let's get these engines back online. I'm getting very stressed out. I'm getting very stressed out, and cleaning this leak is a net zero, because I have to spend stress to do it, but I gain stress for doing it. So it's free. I love cleaning things for free. And you know what? We're gonna deal with the fact that observation is damaged. Are we? Yeah. Yeah, we are. So yeah, we gained a little stress from not having repaired. Okay, this is bad. The engine's damaged, and a breaker opened, and a pod is damaged. And we only got 2 machine parts. As you're sorting the inventory of personal luggage for your human passengers, you discover what appears at a cursory level to be an additional pod, complete with human inside. Great, we can replace the clown. Further scanning quickly confirms, however, that this is not a human in stasis, but a simulacrum, designed to appear to be a human. You're not sure what purpose this artificial human could serve until you notice that parts of its structure are both modular and removable. Then you notice a lot of the parts used are very, very similar to your own. And for those of you keeping score at home, yes, we did just find somebody's real doll. Non-copyright infringing real doll. We can take a bunch of stress by trying not to think about it, which seems bad because we will go slightly crazy. Are we slightly crazy? I can't tell. I can't tell. We can lock cryo for 3 turns by relocating the simulacrum, or we can take the simulacrum apart for +5 crazy and extra machine parts. I can't help but notice, Solmata, we are not getting the Robbie option for this event. There should be an event for Robbie to put the simulacrum to work. I don't know why we're not getting that. So yeah, we're gonna go back to locking cryo all day, every day. You have a comprehensive understanding of where everything belongs on this ship, but the simulacrum falls outside that understanding. Even so, you are certain it does not belong here. In fact, it does not belong anywhere that you might come across it again. But it does belong close to its probable owner. Figuring out a place that meets all these criteria takes some time, but eventually you find some ductwork that is large enough to accommodate the simulacrum. The pod computer protests your judgment loudly, but it'll get over it. Also, typo in judgment here. You have the larger picture in mind, like the human who owns this weird device being able to find it at the end of the journey. Right, so we have 2 machine parts, many things broken. We did get our fatigue back, so we can hopefully do some things about that. Which pod is it? It's 4. Lovely stress reduction from that. Now then. The engines. Going to need an extra part. Right. Breaker. Nope. There we go. I'm not going to have the parts or the fatigue to help out with this problem. But I can go clean up the leak. That is something I can do. And it will reduce my stress a little. Where are we at? Oh man, we are only at 23 Greek letters out of 30. We were at 21 so recently, and we're still only at 23. I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. And yeah, we were going to have to end turn there. Once again, this would be the time that I roll the dice on observation, but observation is the system that is damaged. And our stress is getting very high. And the engines broke again. And the pods broke. No, they didn't. Did they? Wait a minute. Pods definitely broke. I can't repair them because they're locked. Right. Well... I think this is the time where we're going to take our first hit of psychosis. Because my only option now yeah, it's really hard for me to tell. But my only option at this point, because cryo's locked, is the emergency repair button, which is going to inflict bad juju on me. And that's even if it works. This is a coin flip. Now, your firmware provides lengthy documentation on how to withstand the pressures of custodianship. Unfortunately, your internal simulations were woefully inadequate in preparing you for the reality of the situation. You have reached your breaking point and are moments away from a total system shutdown. You have a fleeting moment to circumvent a reboot, and that moment is now. What will you do? We can force a purge of our neural network, which will give us 20 crazy points and an insanity, but restore 80 stress. We can core dump into the ship computer, which will only heal us 40 stress, do half the crazy, but we will power off all systems except pods and immediately end turn and go insane. So why would anyone choose this? I don't know. We can adapt the stress into our own code, which will also restore 40 stress. Only give us 5 crazy, but will give us 3 types of insanity all at once. We can do the emergency shutdown, where we lose 80 stress, only gain 10 crazy. And we end the turn. And we get 25 fatigue on the turn start, and -1 part for 3 turns, which is horrible. Or we can seek relief with our once per game inspiration, losing 30 stress, going 10 crazy, getting an insanity, and getting -15 stress per turn for 2 turns, which effectively makes this -60 stress over the course of several turns. And as I said before, it's a once per game thing. There's no prize for ending the game with it unspent. We're using that inspiration. And we have been afflicted with scopophobia. You're alone on this ship, at least by most definitions of the word. Passengers are all in stasis. You're the only intelligent machine up and about. You're pretty sure of that. Motion sensors are not firing any alarms. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Well, everything's breaking. And we have no machine parts. But other than that, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. You are sure something is right behind you, but when you whip around to see what it is, there's nothing there. You're all alone on this ship. You promise yourself that. There's someone behind me, I swear. It's Twitch chat! There it is, the Twitch chat. How could you do this? Our coin flip did work, thank goodness. So the pods are fine. We've got a leak in shields. so we can have a little stress relief cleaning that up. We have no machine parts to repair observation. We can power on the shields. That's not going to cost us that much fatigue, though. And we're at the point where we need every edge we can get because things are spiraling. Solmade is confident that I'm going to be fine, and frankly, I'm also confident that I'm inevitably going to win. But still, I want to maximize the odds. We're going to overclock the shields now, not sabotage. We're not going to sabotage the engines. We're going to overclock the engines. We got to go fast. Got to go fast. Heck yeah, we're going fast. Overclocking. I think we've only failed one overclock this whole game. Twitch chat votes for increased psychosis for more repair parts as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to make that trade. Best I can do is scopophobia. Oh, right. There's an EMP storm. Okay, well, then I wasted that. I should have paid attention to my little tooltip. Oh, well. But yeah, Solmada, this is why Cryo was 0% to be repaired, because I've been taking all the options to lock it. I feel tapped out, but deeply overworked. This is true. Insensible. This is partly true. No systems need attention. That's not true. Observation's damaged. Can I please have a turn? Nope. I got other things to repair. Observation staying damaged. The replicator was damaged, and Unit 10 was damaged. Awesome. A shield maiden voyage. You start your cycle with a quick scan of yourself, as you typically do. You take note you don't feel particularly crackly today, and the command system informs you while you were offline the shields were furnished with new capacitors. That would explain why you don't notice the slight crackle of radiation on you. There isn't any. You almost missed the crackles. Wait, no you don't. Repair and overclock shields for 3 turns, thank you. A gamma burst? What? How do I have 2 events in 1 turn? How dare you? You get a ping from the ship. It's a pre-programmed alarm from the archive. The mission controller, some untold time ago, predicted that your course would intersect a gamma ray burst rippling through the universe. Unless it's some sort of joke, some star that died millennia ago is about to ruin your whole cycle. We can do nothing, which will get us 12 machine parts and 3 passengers will die. I'm gonna be honest. That's not off the table just yet. Maneuver the ship to shield the pods from the burst, which will damage engines and the reactor. That is not on the table. Overclock the shields and lock them. Well, we just had them repaired and overclocked, so I guess they'll be locked for 3 turns. Yaw the ship and watch from observation. See it with your own optics. Damage observation is already damaged. I don't even care if it's disabled, but I'm... We're gonna overclock the shields and lock them. Because why? What's the worst that could happen? We got double overclock shields. You rush to the shield generators and overclock them, hoping it'll be enough to weather the gamma storm. The good news is that they appear to be. The shield displays waver, and you hear the generators make a noise hauntingly akin to bronchitic coughing, but they manage to hold. An industrial control hub fried, but you console yourself in the knowledge that no passengers died. Cool. Let's go fix some things. Like the replicator. Clean leak in replicator. Oh, okay, I guess way over here is considered replicator. What, overriding? No. There we go. There we go. Now then. I'm running out of these monitors to dismantle for extra parts, but I gotta repair that pod. Pod's up here. Who is in this pod? Our 30-year-old reporter. We need him alive. He's going to tell our story about how awesome we were and how nothing went wrong. Heck yeah. We are awesome and nothing went wrong. Aside from observation, which we're going to probably continue to ignore. I'm going to take a quick peek. That is... No, we're not doing that. That's a no-go. That is a no bueno right there. We are not suffering that much for another stress break so quickly. No, we're not sabotaging. We're ending the turn. We're gonna power down. We can do this. We're at cycle 21. We are so close to the end. Look at this. We're like 5% of the way to the end. Or from the end. If we were 5% of the way to the end, we'd be screwed. Reactor damage avoided. Recovered from heat damping. Heat damping was good. I don't want to recover from that. Nostalgia. You're overcome by a strange sense of fatigue. You're immune to the pain that caused so much mental exhaustion in humans, but apparently you're not immune to the mental fatigue itself. Your existence feels like a downward spiral, but you can't quantify why. I can. It's called number of machine parts. It is a quantity, and it is a downward spiral. You have a feeling of hopelessness, but not a concept of what to do about it. Make more machine parts. And above all, you feel like things were better before. Precisely when before is, you're not sure. Well, it was probably like turn 3. We can keep on keeping on. For 30 stress. We can revel in melancholy to immediately end the turn, which would just be a stuck door in the reactor and the loss of opportunity to overclock. Scour the ship. Go back to before. No, we're not doing that. Reject the premise of the before. Look to the future. Kill a passenger. No. Do we want to... Oh, this is a question. Do I take the stress, but keep the opportunity to overclock something? Or revel in melancholy to skip rope with minor issue? No, you see, the passengers were before. They're old. They're all old, Solmata. They're the old world. They are the before. The future is robots and spaceships and machine parts. Look, if 10% of the humans left are elderly clowns, there's a reason they're going extinct. Or something. Anyway, we're going to revel in melancholy. Everything around you is edged by the creeping influences of entropy. Corners darken. Colors bleed out. Lights flicker and dim. All goes to inert blackness. The secrets of resisting this unrelenting tide are lost to the ages. Your habits are degenerate. Your work turns to ash. Nothing can be done. Your glory days are behind you. The fact that objectively everything is precisely the same as it was recently when you felt fine is irrelevant. Sounds are more hollow. Sights are fuzzy and wan. All is lost. All is lost. So you might as well sub to my channel. Haha! I got some marketing, and that's the marketing for this stream. Wow, that's a lot of things that say repair. I'm not happy about that at all. Not at all. Oh, we avoided a radiation belt. We did not... No, we did avoid dust. Haha. No, shields are damaged, and I locked them. Command is damaged and powered off. The engines are damaged. 2 breakers are damaged. There's too many things are damaged. Director can eat my ass. Protocol demands that proper signage be on every storage closet and every shelf in that closet. Unfortunately, the approved adhesive for the job is terrible. The signs never stay where they should, forcing you to constantly print and put up new ones. After replacing yet another sign, you begin to wonder why you're following this procedure so slavishly. You're sure there's a reason to just follow procedure. 5% chance of immediately ending the turn. For the next 3 turns. Use a stronger adhesive. For the next 3 turns, lock random system for 1 turn. Stop replacing the signs, you know where everything is. That's 20 stress, I don't like that. Get a welder and improvise a focus nozzle. Weld the text in. I will go slightly crazier, but I will lose stress. It is at this point where I point out that I've already taken some psychosis. And I have to come to grips. Well, get an ad blocker, Simulacrum. I already said it. Anyway. I have to come to grips with the fact I'm not getting the perfect run. I have psychosis already. Which means I need to treat psychosis like a resource, because that's what it is. It is a whole health bar. It is the most important health bar, but I don't lose the game until it's full. Every bit of psychosis until it's full doesn't end the game. Use a different ad blocker then. My ad blocker does not have that issue. I don't know what to tell you. So treating psychosis as the resource that it is, we're going to take the stress reduction, get a little psychosis, and do some welding. I will not kill all Killing all passengers wasn't even an option in this event, Solmata. A few pieces of scrap is all it takes for your trusty welder to have a fine enough flame to scorch labels into metal. Process is slow but unspeakably cathartic. Knowing this irritating chore will be done for good makes you almost deliriously happy. So happy, in fact, you barely consider how this constitutes functional defiance of your requirements to preserve the ship's status quo. The act of defiance only sinks in later, along with the implications surrounding the fact that your programming did not howl in horror at any point. Your core thought process swims, stunned, at what this might imply. Also, hey, actually a dog. Sometimes it helps to go a little crazy to cope with stress, except not really. If you feel that way, you should actually reach out to a therapist, friends, family, somebody. Seek help. Mental health is something that requires upkeep, like everything else. Now then, we have so many things and so few parts. Man, this... I have one more turn of Twitch chat following me around. Okay. Alright, we've got to repair the engine. Means we got to repair that door. We can clean this. That will help. Nope, we're not cleaning a hazard. Can't believe I rolled 2%. We're gonna overclock the engine. We're going. Gotta go fast. Heck yeah. We're going 1.4. We're 2 turns away. We got it's in the bag. I mean, it's been in the bag for a while. We're killing it. I just wish we could have killed it a little bit better and not had any psychosis. But hey, things are what they are. Our fatigue is kind of high. We're finally going to get around to fixing observation. We did it. I do not have the energy to power on observation. Probably because of the breakers. Look, Linear Universe. Hi, thanks for stopping in. I'm trying to go for the good scores. This was going to be the run where nothing bad happened. We were pretty close to a run where nothing bad happened. Instead, things are slightly bad. How much bad are we at? We're at 15 bads. I guess. So yeah, we're going to take a little stress from the things I didn't fix. But it's fine. We had no parts anyway. I know you wrote a bunch of code. It's going to happen, Solmata. One of these days, I'm going to get the RNG, and I'm going to get a 0-score game. You can't stop me. Except you can. You're the guy you're the developer. Obviously, you can stop me. So I don't even know why I'm taunting you right now, because you're just going to make the game harder. Anyway. Reactor damage avoided, that's good. Command damage, that's bad. Replicator powered off, that's bad. Navigation damage, that's bad. Engine powered off, that's bad. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm definitely not going to win the game if I have no engines and no navigation. So let's see. When did shields get damaged? Right, the doors just aren't auto-opening. Okay, got it. Alright, that repair is complete. Doors still are not auto-opening. That was what I was worried about so much, is that command's gonna break and I'm gonna be running into walls going, what's wrong? Why no door? Okay. What is this? Replicator's off. Because something's damaged. The shields. And the command. Are shields still locked? What is this? Oh, there was a leak in navigation that I didn't see. Okay. They're not locked. I can repair the shields. Huzzah. Now I can power on Replicator. Not that it matters, because I think we're going to end the game. But just in case, we're going to clean up this spill. We're going to check our navigation to see what it says. We are going, yeah, 1 MU a turn, and we're 0.51 away, so we're definitely making it there. We are 100% making it there, which is good because I had 2 monitors I could break for parts. It was fine. Everything was fine, except I'm a little crazy. So I didn't get the perfect run. Oh, you stupid thing. Do I roll the 50? I'm gonna roll the 50%. Screw you. Damn. Do I roll it again? I roll it again. Damn. You know what? I don't need any machine parts. To hell with that. I would have had a better shot just emergency repairing this, but whatever. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I've done my job. I got the stupid elderly clown to their stupid destination. Navigation's damaged, replicator's damaged, the breaker's damaged, the pod's damaged. But it's fine! Oh, before I roll credits. Oh no, it's too late. Shoot. Where do I access my autosave? Tell me real quick. No, I hit escape and it just hid the window. And escape again. I was going to manual save. So yeah, where is save file located? One of these folders. Is it save games? Nope, that's not it. App data. Not this. Unless it's in roaming. Oh no. I have Endless Dark with a space and Endless Dark without a space. One is on the 14th and one is on the 20th. The one on the 20th was updated today, so we'll go with that one. Yeah, but like I think one of your updates, maybe your update on the 14th, that fixed the compatibility issue, or turned off the compatibility issue, is why that folder was modified so recently. I'm just gonna throw it in general. Alright. After 24 mission cycles, your fantastic journey has ended with passengers still alive and your mind intact. Your fanfare comes in the form of an override signal demanding your return to your charging station, where you will be powered down, memory wiped, chassis placed into deep storage, and a replacement custodian booted. The signal ends. We do not need to understand, we only need to accept. Will the next Robbie be me? Probably not. No. The next Robbie is screwed because I did a great run where nothing bad happened except a little. No passengers killed, 19 psychosis. Minus 19. Take that. See if you can get a score higher than 0. Which is a cruel joke because the highest possible score is 0. I don't know what par is. Is par 30? Or is par less than 30 turns? Solmata, if you're still there. Normal hard is 30. Okay. So yeah, being under par doesn't give you any points. having 0 psychosis would set this to 0, and I have 0 passengers killed. So the highest score possible is 0. So this is a cruel joke by either Cool Guy or you. And we're blaming Cool Guy for everything wrong and bad, so I guess it's Cool Guy's fault. Oh, the 1.0 version will have positive scores. Okay. Here we go. Address all feedback to Solmata and all criticisms or insults to Cool Guy. Solmata, thank you for joining me in my stream that is way less entertaining and way more efficient and less Australian than Robokai's. And fuck you, Cool Guy, for not even showing up. What the hell? And there are the credits. It's Solmata and Cool Guy, and then all the people that they got to help them. Which makes sense, because, you know, you pay people for services and goods and all that good stuff. So there you go. Thank you for making the game. This is like not a typical experience, I would say. A lot of other people have streamed it and had a much worse time. Part of that was because I skipped the narrative event thinking that there would be another one, which is my bad. Cool Guy is now adding me in Discord about this because I sent him the save file and I think he saw that I skipped the narrative arc. But that's his problem. Screw him. He didn't even show up. But thank you for showing up, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.